Hi there. Hi there, knight. This week, before this week, I made some major changes to my setup on OBS, and that included replacing my microphone source. Basically, I made it so that my microphone is like completely removed when I'm not on this screen, like the game screen. So stuff like my voice accidentally coming out in the starting screen or the break screen and stuff doesn't happen. When I did this replacement, I did set up the new mic source to be exactly the same as the one before, so my voice should be sounding the same as it's always been. But in case it isn't, you can let me know. I also have a new plugin which makes it so that when I switch to the break scene, the music of the game will stop and the background music that I use for the starting screen will start playing. And it's gonna do that by itself without me having to manually do it. And that's why it's been up until now. But when I first installed this plugin, it caused OBS to crash. It hasn't happened again, but just in case if this string like stops suddenly, you'll know why, and I'll probably be back in a minute. Also off stream, I farmed some materials so I could build the monster arena. That was the next quest for rebuilding Wishvale. Plus, I went to some of the towns from the past to do some factions I had left behind. And in doing that, my team is even stronger now. Like, I'm almost 10 levels above the recommendation for the next quests. I'm afraid it's going to be even worse in the beginning of the game. In the start, it was I did the Wolf quest first. It was moderately challenging. And the other two were a cakewalk because they were the same level, but they did not scale up to meet my strength after I beat one of the quests. No, I think all 3 of them are gonna be on the easier side. I think the game will eventually still catch up to my level and become challenging again, but that might take a while now. And it's funny that I was even going out of my way to make my team stronger, like once again I was just farming materials. But now a lot of my characters have new battle skills. Yuki has one where he deals damage to everybody and destroys SP to the entire party. But yeah, last time I had given Yuki a skill that it will double the cost of his physical skills but make them stronger. Then I realized that was a terrible idea because Yuki mainly uses Rain of Arrows, which is meant to be a shield breaking skill, not one for damage. And making that twice as expensive would just be terrible for him. So instead I took that passive and gave to Delicia. I also gave her the 2-tier shot, that same skill that the Yuki uses. So that the massive damage she deals is split between 4 hits. So 2 when you use this skill and 2 more at the end of the turn. That way she won't hit the damage cap. I've been testing that and using this now with this passive in 3 BP. She deals about over 20,000 damage for one 2-tier shot. One thing to be faster. I actually did switch his sex from that gives a bit of speed. But what Yuki needs the most is accuracy, and I actually I've been sacrificing some of his damage potential for more accuracy so that Rain of Arrows will miss less often. Because of matters for so many hits he gets. I also gave him a passive called Second Wind, which gives him a chance to get another turn at the end of a turn. Like he might be able to act again. And there's some more new stuff. By now I've forgotten exactly which characters have new skills. Lauren has one where so long as she's in the back row, Viator, who's with her, will get passive healing every turn. Oh yeah, Alexa is much stronger now, because I got this accessory for an NPC that gives her 100 more elemental attack. Plus a passive I got from Tress, which halves the SP cost for all of her skills. So now she can spend those 2 hits expensive spells. Now I get why people were memeing on Tress in this game, that she's basically a skill farmer, because you get a bunch of SP savers from her and can give it to your whole party. Now you got an arena. Capture some formidable opponents. Is any right class for that? In Octopath 1, the hunter can actually capture monsters using like Pokemon. Oh, it's not any monster, have to get a bounty basically. It's something, but you have to catch this first. In the path to what? To Waterpool Caves. Oh, you don't have to take the bounty, it's already out there. It looks like a demon alligator. I don't know where the Waterpool Caves are. If he's like an elite enemy, he also drops Radiant Cornerstones. It's even better to go out of your way to get them. I actually haven't tried using Mystic Shot up until now. That's a lot of SP. Just for a pretty weak shot. Like 1 BP charge and no weakness, it kills about a third of everybody's SP. Delicious stays new skill that I'm usually going for at the beginning of a fight when I don't know if the weaknesses. It's very expensive, but deals 1 shield damage to everybody no matter what you're weak against. The lore content of this suggests, I mean the manga from last stream. I didn't start properly reading any of them, but I did look them up. The one I liked the most, just out of first impression, was the one with the gamer couple, like the where the boy uses a girl avatar in game and she meets his MMO girlfriend, I think, in real life, and then starts to cross-dress. But I already forgot what it's called. Oh, he's gonna have money to steal from. Now he's got greatly improved accuracy now. Let's see how many shots he gets in. I think his accuracy is gonna need more work. When he was strength and soft swing, he was doing better with Demon of Hours. And I wasn't paying attention to my health. I was actually ready to put down Demon God first, because in the beginning he just looks like a regular anime male lead. And I thought it's probably gonna take ages for him to actually start to dress feminine, but he does it at the end of the first chapter. Also, I was thinking of giving Sersha in AoE heal, should have done that. Right now, attention for how much damage Delisha does. Now double that at the end of the turn, it's gonna be about 24,000 damage. Nothing to weaken in this one. I had to test out if increasing accuracy also improves the rate of this ability, because that was what I was mainly using Macy for. I started to save up Hayden's BP so she can collect money later with the enemies blocking. To have a good chance having it us to be full on the charge. Also, Yuki used to have a fire spell, too bad I removed it. And the rest of targeting the doodle makes cosplays actually a safe payment for some products, since you usually used to testing girls and stuff. It's surprised they're testing him naturally. Dressing, I think you mean testing. Oh, treating. I had no idea about that part. I knew there's a female character in that anime who cross-dresses. He needs gonna need one more BP. Oh, just under 3,000 leaves. That was very little.
頼みました。闇を払え。やるべきことはわかるね。マギア・アポクリファ。
I like Rio Otamani while Sotsuko. Oh yeah, that was one.
さあ、行くぞ。頼みました。直すわ。耳を澄ませ。行きますよ。
I think I'll have to break him again. Yeah, there he goes.
なんとかなりましたね。
I am glad you actually just have to beat any fight capturing monsters in Octopath 1 got a bit annoying. Because you had to weaken them to improve your chances of capturing, just like with Pokemon. But it was very easy to accidentally kill them. Yeah, it looks so tiny from the outside. We need a Master of Ceremonies. So you fight them once to capture them, then you can fight them again in the arena. I see this can become a major distraction for you. Also, I'm surprised these are all new monsters. I've never seen those enemies before. Master of Ceremonies coined by Adrian the Promoter to us the arena battles. He likes gladiators, but he's also a fan of monsters and does his research to make sure he can get the crowd excited. He ensures his vocal cords are sufficiently warmed up before matches. Actually, something I should be doing before streams. I always forget to try and start this habit. Hey, Gladiator arrived in town after hearing about the unusual arena. He always has fought back against new opponents due to his incredible strength. So he's excited to go out against the monsters here. That part of the rest of Turn you're talking about, I imagine that doesn't happen in the anime, because if it did, I'll probably know about it. It does happen, so I just got smothered out somehow. Because when that anime was running, I got sick of it without even watching it, because it was just everywhere in all social media I looked at. Either this like this stopped, this trend ended, or it's just that I don't look at social media as much anymore. But nowadays I don't see like this is no Ronko anime that nobody can stop talking about. Unlocked side story, a long lost love. What's that about? Make more houses, but I actually don't have any more NPCs I need to place in those houses that like give you stuff. Hi there, Alexis. Nice to see you again today. A massive ice box that I'm gonna need. So the story of rebuilding which fail ended, but not really. Because these are not like considered to be quest chapters anymore. That ended with the chapter where Laurana joins you. So I have to build all the facilities. That probably means all these houses that I have room for. It's gonna take a while because I have to farm a lot of materials. I think the game expects you to like ignore this and just get materials naturally as you play through the main quests, just on the way like when you're out exploring. Because if you go out of your way to get the materials, like even once, it's pretty easy to get over leveled. And where's that massive harvest box? I need gold, which I guess I'll have to find from so many PCs somewhere. And I need a large harvest box for which I need silver. So I want to look into that for now. Oh, it's episode 15 of season 2. I actually did not know there was a season 2. So I guess I just haven't been checking out on current anime nearly as much as I used to. Yeah, another thing I had to do. So I was looking at the gameplay of one VTuber I raided before, and there's those abilities you can unlock, but you only have one item that gets them, so I have to choose carefully. This last one lets you talk to animals. And that doesn't look like a big deal, but it looks like animals can give you a lot of very powerful items. So I'm gonna be on the lookout for them. Also, after I finally got a shrimp from like so many NPC. And I can finally give it to that NPC who wanted one. There's so many stuff in this game that requires something wrong with fish, but no way to farm them until now. Like, no reliable way. There's so many pieces that will give you fish from time to time, but you can't influence which they'll give you. I just wanna catch a monster that I'll have to fight, right? It's another catfish.
フィールドワークと行こう。
感謝します。ありがとう。
さてと置いたはダメよ。
こっちの番だ。
よく観察して暗闇を光るリズムを感じて息ついや行くわよ。
さあ行くぞ。
万丈この一手暗闇を光を散らせ。行くわよ。頼むわよ。やめたまえ。
よし今だ。
全力だ。マギア・アポクリファ。畳みかけましょう。
Again, Alexa 8C damage cap without with I level 1 ult.
やるべきことはわかるね。あー、ロッキー上げだ。たやすい相手だ。
As I'm looking up the character Amane from Dress Up Darling just to make sure I've never seen him before. Fair enough, I do not recognize this character from anywhere. He does look very pretty. If the show was about him, I'd watch it. Yeah, ship farm has lost his alpacas. Wonder if I can talk to any of the ship now. They ran off in different directions. No, speaking to the ship, I guess it's only cats and dogs. Which I remember seeing a bunch in the other towns, but now that it matters, I don't remember exactly where you could find them. No, I should find 3 alpacas on in this map. But that's gonna be easy. Was that the avatar thinking? Like a thought bubble? That's the closest I recall to having a line of dialogue. I didn't know he had an inner monologue. For a second, I thought that fight the alpaca.
歌に
ありがとう。
行くわよ。
And when I was asking, like, why the game doesn't have too many monster bosses, it's mostly soldiers and that kind of thing. They were all waiting the arena quests. Now there's a bunch of them.
こっちの番だ。我が名はビアトル。
万丈この一手。そういうことか。手応えあり。さてと。行くわよ。
Oh, you got a next extra turn.
今のうちに直すわ。舞台整った。力を込めて。焦らず。効果的な真実だね。
この気を逃さん。我が名はビアトル。
やるべきことはわかるね。分析に回らせてもらうよ。
Oh, delicious out of SP. That's gonna be a recurring problem since shoots twice as much now.
苔の一手応えあり。舞台は整った。特急の歌を聴かせます。全力で。やるべきことはわかるね。逃さん。
一気に叩く。全力で行く。私が相手だ。
今さら泣いても許さないよ。
Oh, they get a second wind again. But I think only Yuki has it, so does she having it makes it so that Hidney can also get a chance, even if she's on the front?
私に全部よこしな。逃さん。さっさと任せてちょうだい。
こっちの番だ。
リズムを感じておくてください。ここは私の舞台。おとなしくしていてください。万丈この一手。ありの穴から包みも崩れる。味わいなさい。大検証ブランドに終わりよ。大したことなかったわね。
And that gave me a Savage Claw, which is what I think that monster I caught in the arena would give me if I fought him. So probably won't need to do that. Elemental damage to all foes and lower physical attack for few turns. Doubt is our thing, but Pedoro White's still out of fanboy novels, so I not really safe. Ah, my control was 15 down. You'd be right, that's not my thing, because I've seen that author before. And also because they're like a small Twitter figure, as per my channels, I'd rather not talk about them in length. Because that comes us talking about a different creator. Now this would be pretty good accessory, but everybody just has some pretty good gear already. Ludo saw they love with whom he part ways after a huge quarrel. Ludo have heard it before. In Shepherd's Rock, where I just was. You prioritize some business and left her hanging. You can stop talking anytime, especially if you still happen to be right. I didn't show up for dinner, she was real angry. But I did show up at the restaurant half a day late. Said some things, I said some things, then she threw water in my face and stormed off. A gravely injured woman was brought into the infirmary in Shepherd's Rock, and she passed shortly after, but her last words were, "I'm sorry, Ludo." Was that your ex-girlfriend? She died. And he's not selling anything new yet. I made a fake blade of sorts, your wounds. Chapéu tem the name Ludo. Is the ornament showing her hair? Kyoeki Demita Kaoi Onanoko is St. Romas, but it's a cute manga. I've never heard of it. Oh, Molly was a thief. Dating a merchant.
歌になりましょう。
Okay, it's over here. Because I got into this map and I was thinking of the incident where I was crossing the continent to get to Wishvale, because I know that's where the quest was leading me. So I'm just making sure that I can actually get to the destination on foot this time. And I think this cave is still low level enough that I can just run away from everybody. Yeah, will save me some time and stop me from getting even more over level. Never mind. They chosen violence. Oh yeah, and with an AoE SP restart for everybody, I can actually spend off my AoE attacks on random battles and just get my SP back with this. So now random battles will be like even more brain dead. Though I do wish the random battles were actually like engaging if the optimal way to end them quickly is just spam my AoE spells and taking that. So about the middle-aged businessman who keeps running into a fanboy who has all kinds of makeup and fashion stuff and he's a bit jealous.
そういうことか。手応えあり。
さあ、行くぞ。
任せて。
So I'm guessing the manga, you said it's not romance, but it's at least like could be a bit of a yaoi flavor, right?
直すわ。さてと、頼むわね。頼むわね。耳を澄ませて。 休息にすみません。よく観察して火炎よ。手応えあり。始めるわよ。直すわ。さっさと終わらせるな。
And I do not remember if I saw the
ブーメラン。耳を澄ませて。
I don't remember a sight, but there was one skill that makes your character deal 4 times X damage. I was going to give it to Macy. Don't remember if it's in my inventory, if it was on the shop and then it rotated away. No, it's more like the guy who wants to try stuff like that himself. I see, I'll remember to check that one out as well.
大丈夫。万丈この一手。火炎よ。手応えあり。癒されるわ。頼むわね。退屈してたんだよね。ブーメラン。こちらの番です。2連打行くわよ。よ
し、今だ。
全力だ。マギアアポクリファ。全力で味わいなさい。波状射撃よ。やるわよ。このまま生き して返さないよ。いいねいいね。休むわ。大賢者ブランドに今が攻め時です。
誘導か。私の歌がここにも。
Yeah, I don't have that attack skill. Might be in some NPC in some town, but that's gonna be too hard to find. And I was about to talk about this when I was talking about the random battles. I was really looking to find this passive. It's a basic maneuver that should make random encounters happen less often. I was actually waiting until I could find Cyrus from Octopath 1 to recruit in this game because he is one who used to have that passive. Again, huh? Funny how these cats look so untouchable when I play Path 1. Now the game won't stop showing me, throwing them at me. So if I have any else, so soon as you just should hold on to them for this. Now we're even more overloaded. Only stole from corporate nobles or wealthy merchants. She was 2 years older than me and always treated me like a child. For myself, I worked hard to become a distant merchant. She hid all the goods right here. When she was making the escape, most of the coins fell out. She ended up with only one leaf. Don't seem to understand that you can't put a price on human life. Oh, wow, Ferric to boss, nice.
休息
すいません。
ありがとう。
さあ
任せて。
行くぞ。
頼みます。
頼みました。お任せを。我が名は
万丈この一手。
Yeah, my life doesn't have a price, but you want it does. Does it?
雷鳴よ、手応えあり。
よし今だ。共に頑張ろう。
ほう。今よ。味わいなさい。波状射撃よ。やるわよ。さてどうしようかな。さて楽しもうか。はっ。
リズムを
任せてください。
ここは私の舞台。聞きなさい。
こっち
Oh,
の
wrong
番だ。
target.
あー私が相手だ。
よく観察して一肌抜くか。逃さん。
そこだ。
うまく直すわ。逃さん。
すいません。
お任せください。
ここは私の舞台。聞きなさい。
さっさと終わらせるんやっと。うまく直すわ。
この気を逃さん。
闇を払え。全力でここまで。力を欲すれば力に敗れる世の道理だ。
Taking down won't bring her back. I thought I was swindled by a scrupulous merchant who lost his house, everything. The stack of false deeds is proof of that merchant's crimes. Which merchant? Never thought about getting revenge for my father, but I was blaming him for getting swindled. Oh, she was on the trail of the guy who swindled his father. I get it correctly. I'll do what I can to help make a world where honest people aren't preyed on by wolves. When I get that charm as an accessory. Which raises the, I think the how much HP and SP you get healed, like how much, as opposed to how much you heal by using a healing skill. Speaking of healing skill, I was meaning to give social one. For that, I'll have to get another copy from Bios. So I don't know if side quest there is. There is one with Goodwin, but I need a food recipe I don't currently have. The 7 Prince is actually fame by girls thinking about it. I think you could argue that. There is just something about light novel anime adaptations that just drives me away like very much every time. Same reason why I don't watch something like the Slime Isekai. I think now if I should spend time going for those monster captures. I think I am... Any idea what it is you mean the 7th Prince? I don't know that show by name. But I haven't watched it. For now, I think I'm only going after these monsters if they have something I need. Because I don't think they're gonna be like an actual challenge, it's gonna be mostly busy work now. I might leave to do this off stream. I'll probably have to do this one at some point because he drops a key item. Oh, I mean, what drives me to not like light novels adaptations? I mean, light novel adaptations. I think it's one mainly how derivative they are, like... light novels, I think they take too much inspiration from other light novels, like they eat each other. The large bulk of them just feels too similar to me, with one or two gimmicks to try and set them apart. And also not much of a fan of like the very video game like fantasy worlds they usually take place in. I usually prefer something more gritty and grounded like what Octopath Traveler has for his setting. Yeah, most just mentioned stories with overpowered protagonists, so maybe curious if it was actually that or something else. Yeah, it's that as well. I think you touched on an interesting point, because I think the part of it being largely like power fantasies or wish fulfillment stuff really drives me away, because I don't really get anything off that. By the way, I'm finally starting a new main quest. It's gonna be the... Wait a second. I can't start it. Obtain White Grape Blossom. Oh, I have to buy it from her. But I was about to embark in another side quest. A girl sells flowers to provide her 2 younger brothers. She also tell to sell powder. Oh right, she was in the quest before, in the beginning. She seems to wash her hands of that business. Funny saying that about what's probably like an 8-year-old. She's washed her hands of that business. Your income isn't quite what it used to be, but now she lives respectably. And is sure fun to focus on the future. I'll even not haggle this time.
いいわね。
I don't have to sell bad floors anymore. Thanks to Mr. Bargello, it was a nicer place. He wanted to see you. Shall not envy thy neighbor nor seek it evermore. Wealth is a raging fire upon the world.
渡しませんわ。私の富だけは。徹夜の。
あれから1年。俺たちの町も少しはマシになったぜ。そして俺たちはでかくなった。
ゴッドファザー。
その呼び方はよせ、ピエロ。
いいだろ、マジなんだからさ。なんかさ、ティツィアーノのやつフラッと出てきそうだよな。
You thinking that Tiziano's gonna show up
暗い顔
out of
す
the
んな
blue
よ。
one
ジ
day?
ョークが通じねえのかって。
クールだ。ヘルミニアの屋敷とともにあいつは燃えちまった。ここに黒焦げた骨が埋まっているだけだ。だがティツィアーノは生き続ける。俺たちの心の中でな。
うん。
よう、相棒。ティツィアーノのために来てくれたのか。
あいつ最初はお前に突っかかってたっけな。でもよ、きっと今は喜んでるぜ、お前が来てくれて。
俺たちの組織も成長し、島は各地に広がってる。守る者も増えてな。人手がいる。そこでだ。また俺たちと一緒にやらないか。
やったぜ、そう来なくちゃ。
またあんたと組めるのか。
I didn't know Rosso was part of the gang, no?
ああ、よろしく頼む。
なあ、なんか忘れてない？
覚えてるか、相棒。
カッティーナ。
早速仕事にかかろう。面倒な件があってな。
その前に質問があるぜ、バルジェロ。墓に持ってくるのは花。常識だな。
ああ。
では、奴らは常識を知らんらしい。
そのようだな。 さて、どこの一味だ？
心当たりが多すぎるか、バルジェロ。
Too many enemies you can't narrow down.
おのずと敵は増える。だが我々について知る必要などない。ここで死ぬのだからな。だろ？
やはり間抜けか。
いいだろう、キノ。
今日は好きじゃないわ。歌にありがとう。さてと
せっかくね。
さあ行くぞ。我が名はビアトル。
観察して火炎よ。手応えあり、手応えあり。
弱点と見た。
行くわよ。うまく
Alrighty, break
直
from
すわ。
舞台は整った。歌に
ありがとう。
全力で。
During that cutscene, I was thinking more about what Knight asked me. I mean, like what you dislike about light novels.
全力だ。
I think another thing about this is about things that far too often light novels are the way that light novels are about you almost every time, like about you as in the reader, like you are the main character, because that's the reason why the average main character in a light novel, like mainly in Sekai but also in other genres of light novel,
つまんねえの。
is always a bog standard and I should say very boring high school boy.
俺らはデベキオ派のものだ。
知らんな。
There is not much of an effort to make an interesting character that you want to follow, so much as making you the main character so that you want to read or watch about yourself, like doing great things.
命だけは。じゃあ犬の真似して。
But if you're somebody who does not relate like in to any extent with these box standard main characters, which is my case, I even talked about that once, then there's nothing to get from those light novels.
哀れな犬だぞ。
帰って飼い主に伝えろ。バルジェロが挨拶に行くとな。
へへ、面白くなってきたぜ。
勘違いするなピエロ。話をしに行くだけだ。
わかってるってボス。これで話し合うんだろ。
こじれた時はな。
And it's why I don't like, I tend to not like self-insert or side main characters in general. I really wish this character had more of, well, I wish he was more of a actual character. Wish this game had taken a page of some Western RPGs that really let you make up a personality for your avatar.
生きながら話そう。バローレのルイズという店だ。
Would Monogatari count as that? I haven't watched it, but from the outside, the main character from that series does look like a standard harem MC, which so I would say yes. I think his thing and the thing of that series as in general is that they're very savvy about anime tropes and the archetypes that every girl is. So the main character should be like an otaku, knows a lot about anime, so again he's the audience.
でクソランチの相手は誰だっけ？
富豪出るかど黒い噂の絶えない男だ。この一帯を裏で仕切り粉の売買をするとも聞く。そいつが突然俺たちを誘ってきた。なぜだ？
金で買った女に飽きちゃったんだろ？俺らのケツを狙ってんだよ。生きがいいケツをさ。
そいつはイカスランチだ。
おそらく魔女の遺産が狙いだろう。
ヘルミニアが築いた販売網か。俺もそう睨んでいる。要するに俺たちが邪魔なのさ。
Yoki's not an otaku or did mean anything another way.
だが逆に抱き込めれば見返りはでかい。
Oh, I mean that by being otaku, that is another
それは変わらない。
example of a main character that's intentionally designed to be superficially relatable to the target audience. He's an otaku because the people who made Monogatari expect the people who are going to watch the show to also be otakus.
これは富豪デルカド死んでいる。
おい、どうなってんだよ。
待て、血で何か書き残されているぞ。
何？
Which in on itself is not a big problem. This is a bad example in a way because it's a show I haven't watched. I'm mostly assuming stuff about it.
持たざる者。
I think it's more of a problem when you give them those superficial qualities that you expect your audience to have, and then you give them nothing else because you're afraid of like if you give your character some personality trait, interest or whatnot that's outside of the comfort zone of your audience, it's gonna be less relatable and the audience will lose interest. So make things similar to your target audience, but in a shallow way that makes it so that yes, the main character is similar to you, but nothing else. It's not a character you're gonna think about after, like long after finish the show, just someone that you can imagine yourself as, but then you forget about him. I think it's telling that in a lot of those shows, the male lead is almost like they're never really fronting in the marketing, merch and whatnot. It's always just the waifus. Because it shows that the producers themselves know that the male lead is not someone you're really gonna care about, outside of the context of him being an avatar of yourself.
おい、どうなってんだよ。
Most books are designed to be emphasized with, even though they are not relatable, but are related to your point.
何？
I think you mean emphasized.
持たざる者。
But you can very well make a main character that the audience can empathize with without the character being literally the audience, like being someone actually similar to them. It just takes a lot more work than just making an ordinary, very average lead character.
持たざる者とは何者だ？デルカドはなぜ殺された？
金持ちが死ぬ理由はいくらでもある。 問
There
題
are
は
plenty of reasons to kill rich
俺
folk.
たちと関係があ
Problem
る
is whether it's got anything to do with us.
戻ったわボス。
ご苦労だったレヴィーナ。富豪デルカドは消された。
私の出先でも殺しがあったと聞いたわ。デスソルト、界隈では有名な富豪よ。
そっちも富豪か。
そう。それと妙な噂を聞いた。各地の富豪が次々に殺されているって。そして死体には必ず血で書き置きがされているの。
持たざる者か。
まさかそっちも。
ヘルミニアの死後、その遺産や販売分を狙い、各地の富豪が裏で躍起になっているらしい。おそらくその中で過激な連中が出てきたのだろう。他のものを消してでも富が欲しいやつがな。
なあ、それって俺たちに関係あんの？そろそろ楽しい仕事の話しようぜ。
ピエロ・デッラもたまにはおつむを使いなよ。
だがこれ以上動けない。ひとまずデベッキオ一味に会いに行くぞ。
へへ、待ってました。
誰なのそれ？
ティツィアーノの墓でちょいと挨拶されてな。
そう。じゃあ挨拶を返さないとね。
よう相棒、紹介するぜ。
Hey, what?
俺らの新しい仲間レビーナだ。
あなたが噂の相棒さん、よろしくね。
よし相棒、準備はいいか。
Think this game's story might have given me trust issues because I'm already expecting her to
居場所を知ってたな。
betray us later.
ああ、
But I hope I'm wrong.
奴らのアジトはビクター・フォローの旧市街らしいぜ。
I feel like Soba is not just a self-insert, but could be wrong. I've seen plenty of guys like really relating to Subaru, basically saying that he's literally them. So even if it's accidental, he has been very much an avatar for the people who like ReZero. Usually don't mind if I can pull myself to a character personally, as long as their personality in the story around them is good. Actually, I to prefer if I would say prefer. I think it's just that I'm so used to not find any main character I can relate with that I can't really think of how it's like to have that experience. But that's why I usually like main characters who are a lot more like out of the box, that more unusual. Because I find them more interesting to follow, like main they're not someone that you can easily predict what's gonna happen to them. Also, I just fast traveled to Victor Solo, because I did come here before when I was farming for materials, but this is a new city. I just came here for the fast travel, I didn't actually explore it. Look at all those new people I can shank for the items. But I'll take a break for continue with this chapter, so see you in a moment. Hi there. If I set up this correctly, you should have been hearing the royalty free background music up until now, and only now the audio from the game is back. Now the gladiators are capable. If you ask me, they have a very long way to go. Need to put their back to it a little more.
教えて
Middle-aged nobleman who traveled here to spectate the gladiatorial matches. Targeted time and time again by bandits along the way, he nevertheless arrived unscathed. He brags that this was because of his well-concealed skill with a sword, but was actually all thanks to the overworked and underpaid mercenary he hired as a bodyguard. And fighting is actually pretty strong, this should be interesting. Oh, he's got an apple pie, that's Darion's favorite dish. For some reason don't allow me to follow you. It's another day. Just came to say hi before going to sleep. In the game of Tarsud. Thanks a lot. Also hi there again, Gray. My chat doesn't know about you, but earlier today I was watching Alexis streaming. And then when he was on, he rated this VTuber. He's called Gray was the storyteller. Also let me shout you out, since you're already here. He also plays Arcanites, and he actually has a... His avatar is also inspired by Arcanites, just like my own. We actually had a very long talk about just that topic. So please check out his channel. Also, when you say that it doesn't let you follow me, I think that's a glitch, because I also get it. When I try to follow someone on PC, the button it just won't work. I have to open the mobile app to do that. So if that's like your situation, could try that. Try either using the Twitch app or maybe a different browser to follow people.
効果的な戦術だね。
さあ、行くぞ。
These two are making a minute to show damage while they are alive.
我が名はビアトル。
万丈この一手。そら、そういうことか。手応えあり。やめたまえ。話しません。頼むわね。受けられる。始めるわよ。
That's a good... I mean, that's a bad moment to remember that I should also give somebody the revive spell. Lauren has an auto revive, but it doesn't work if the character's already dead. Also, if yet to have all people get one shot.
おとなしくしていてください。そういうことか。手応えあり。想定以上だ。さっさと終わらせるの。任せてちょうだい。さあ、置いたわだね。倒れられないの。直す。感謝するわ。こちらの番です。すぐに直します。 よく観察し、クライアント手応えあり。いい気分じゃない。これはピンチというやつ。私が立ててもらう。クライアントの手応えあり。行きますよ。惜しみなく使います。ありがとう。始めるわよ。直すわ。想定以上。負けるわけには。でまだ。
Really?
闇は吐くわよ。
But I think I can make this back. If I just kill one of the mercenaries, should get a lot easier.
直すわ。こちらの番です。 食らいなさい。この隙に。これがアキークの怒りを受けよ。野田さん、始めるわよ。直す。大いに感謝する。あんなこんな時。
If only I could find out what else this one is weak against.
我に力を貸したもん。行きますよ。食らいなさい。今ですよ。畳みかけましょう。
Most of my damage there is dead. I think Mace is gonna have to go in. Actually, her damage is pretty good with the axe.
私に力直すわ。ありがとう。任せてもらおう。砕けろ。こちらの番です。やっ、始めるわよ。アキークの誇りにかけて。行くわよ。私に力。はい。任せてもらおう。
What didn't I try on him yet?
こちらの番です。食らいなさい。始めるわよ。まだまだね。誇りに。やっ、薬の準備はすぐ治します。行きますよ。惜しみなく使います。ありがとう。足手まといで任せてもらおう。なさ備えあればだ。任せてもらおう。行きますよ。アキークの誇りにかけて。
Wait, when did Laurana die? She was the only one who could damage his shield. I was trying to beat this without going for a revive. Alright. One more attempt.
もっとやっていいの？こちらの番です。イザピュー、行きますよ。すぐどうします。ここで倒れてどうしよう。カー君は楽しんでる。今更泣いても許さない。
Yeah, now that with the Lisha dead, I don't have anybody to finish him off.
今が攻め時だ。勝ちます。さてどうしようかな。カー君をしよっか。行きますよ。これで大丈夫。さっさと終わらせるんだって。さてどうしよう。そんなもんや。畳みかけましょう。勝ちます。このまま生きて返さないよ。せーの。畳みかけましょう。おとなしくしていてください。こちらの番です。おとなしくしていてください。カー君のミス。こちらの番です。
At least I'm learning to use some of I like less. Some of the cards I bring up less often, especially Macy.
おとなしくしていてください。行きますよ。流しすぎた。まだ立てるとも。こちらの番です。すぐ礼を言うよ。万丈この一手。
Also, this is difficult because this MC is like 10 levels above the main quest was just on. Normally I wouldn't be supposed to fight him yet.
そういうことか。 手応えあり。よく観察して。
I just seem like it because in the level curve for the non-linear storytelling.
そら。
And I really wish they had some kind of system to scale the main quest for your
こ
level.
ちらの番です。
Doesn't have to be exactly like how Saga does it. That in that game, all the random encounters will scale to your level. That's not a perfect system because it means that you can't actually tell when you're ready for a boss, since you can't use the random encounters to gauge how strong you are. But I think all the 3 quests being roughly the same level, and then not changing when you beat one of them, I think that's kinda bad, because I don't see how you can do this normally and not get overleveled.
火炎よ。
Even if you're like intentionally avoiding doing any side
観察して。
side tests that would make you stronger.
火炎よ。想定通り。全力だ。
I don't think I should risk being with only Alex alive.
アピークの戦士が折れぬ。よく観察して。知恵こそが全てに勝る。火炎よ。これはピンチというやつかな。マギア・アポクリファ。終わりだな。もう少し体を鍛えねばな。
I could have been this much faster if I just focus on keeping Alex alive until her ult was charged. And this was probably harder than the final boss of this chapter is going to be. Oh, I got an even stronger staff for Alexa. I saw it having only 2 people walk around with your party. Swords are meant to protect people, they're not for show. Not to have anyone to protect. Especially good at cross strike. I'll teach you my super special technique. A young girl raised alongside a crop of older brothers, perhaps due to their influence or that of the town. She's taken to play Tag and Queen of the Arena. She spends most of her days practicing the sword in hopes of one day becoming a gladiator. Her parents would like to see her grow into a lady, but she seems to have other plans. And she even has a master. I also need to read out this one. I was kind of thinking if I should be stopping to read those, or if I should just move on with the quest. But he's a mercenary with an elaborate longsword. Once he fought alongside the brave knights and heroes of the fallen kingdom of Hornburg, sorry. Unable to forget the glory of those noble days, he continues to hone his skills with the blade. And I was so focused in the battle just now that I forgot I was still gonna talk about main characters and light novels. Yes, Gladiator I bet on 1. But a rush I could get addicted to this. Future gambler right here. A woman Oh, she is already a gambler. A woman celebrating a bet she won against her boyfriend. Oh, I bet against her boyfriend. Worried about his gambling habit, she convinced him to agree to give it up for good if he lost their wager. Her misgivings about him now put to rest, she only has to wait for him to pop the question. Ironically, the adrenaline rush that victory gave her has shown just how addictive gambling can be. Yeah, no, she's gonna be the gambling addict. Yeah, for any item with this icon, you can make a profit if you haggle them. If you buy them at full price, you actually lose money. But if you haggle, you can sell them for a bit more. More money.
いいわね。
It's over, my life is worth it.
教えて。
A man wailing over a lost swagger he made at the arena. He also lost a bet with his girlfriend and had to try never to gamble again. Not like he can, he has no money left. The trophies, he planned on proposing to her the next time he won, but now he's starting to second guess himself. Can buy this for one leaf.
いいわね。 教えて。
The cook has been serving the gladiators for over a decade, giving them the high-calorie meals they need, thus sadly increasing the flavor to absurd levels. His voice and personality have also grown more bombastic as the tavern has become almost as chaotic as the battleground itself.
おいで。
His way for gladiators to win is to overpower the opponents with pure brawn. Lamentor is the embodiment of that.
教えて。
Moniker. Bloat Belly Peter, height weight 3 cubits, 1 span, slash 13 stone. What does that mean? Weakness dagger, both and fire, 20 jump, Archibald the Grinder's number 1 decibel, self-declared. Oh, you keep carrying sports gambling. I've seen no Twitch around those. I thought you couldn't gamble on Twitch. Isn't that why all gambling streamers stream on Kick instead? But do they still run sports betting ads? If you want to win someone's affections, you'll have to battle for the last. I can see it now, 2 gentlemen fighting over me. Oh, how romantic.
教えて。
A housewife from Clearbrook who married into town. A bucolic upbringing bred a distaste for violence in her, and she has yet to visit the arena. A little to do in town besides the spectacle, she began penning a novel about gladiators to fill her bored void. Exceptional imagination has made her stories a smashing success, and she sold a tremendous number of copies to date.
いただいておくわ。
These are words of the night, 12 gladiators are words of the day. We each have our own time to shine.
教えて。
Moniker. Oh, I guess those are like their gladiator profiles. As a creature of the night, more fun early birds. And she is fairly high level. So she likes pole armor, X, staff, and dice, so I will need Alexia to find this out.
すぐ終わらせます。
歌に。
ありがとう。
さてと。頼むわね。受けられる。
さあ、行くぞ。我が名はビアトル。
観察して。一肌脱ごう。砕けろ。普段。
共に頑張ろう。
さあ、どうしようかな。受けられる。 さっさと終わらせるねと受けられる。
耳を澄ませて聞きなさい。
こっちの番だ。我が名はビアトル。
アティーク
I
の
managed
誇り
to
にかけ
push
て
her to sleep.
私は頭脳労働担当なのだが、そういうことか。手応えあり。
耳を澄ませて。
And that's where Yuki like attacking from the back becomes a problem, because if I put the enemy to sleep, the auto attack will wake them up.
聞きなさい。
So this passive can actually
任せてちょうだい。
sabotage you.
上射撃よ。
この気を私が相手だ。
全力だ。アティークの怒りを受けよ。逃さん。
そうだ。
逃さん。
さあ行くぞ。
さっさと終わらせるんだ。楽しんでもらってくよ。
舞台を開けます。
勝ち決まりです。もう大丈夫ですよ。
Whatever you want, sweet finger like some hook like you. Is that one actually better than what Sersha has? It's not. A fresh-faced merchant just setting out on a journey to the heart of capitalism. Drifting aimlessly from job to job, he's worked the bare minimum needed to pursue a life of pleasure. A discovery of a horde of antiques in his late grandfather's storehouse gave him the bright idea to support himself by selling the stuff. He has no clue to the market value of anything, so his prices are pulled out of thin air. Oh, here's a crafted key like the one I used to recruit Viator. We'll probably need this at some point.
いいわね。
The Jaw of the Woodlands. Must note this place for your Loud in the Arena. Please be sure to watch a match while you're here.
教えて。
This young man lives a carefree lifestyle and is devoted to the pursuit of pleasure above all else. At least that's how he would present himself to others. In truth, he's one of the arena promoters, talking about in the skies allows him to surreptitiously scout for talented gladiators.
いいわね。
And I talked about giving Mace a revival. I just remember why I didn't have it yet. To get a revival skill, you have to turn your character into an apothecary. Then learn off its skills and then master the revive one. That's why I didn't switch to it. So I learned everything the apothecary has. I'm not gonna have enough JP. But after I learn everything, I can make a copy of Vivify, that's to revive and give it to someone else. That's what I'm gonna do once I have enough SP. JP, sorry. This sword, there are only those who fight, those who do not. Looking from the look on your eyes, that's the air of the fighting persuasion.
教えて。
An arena promoter responsible for discovering many former champions. Among them is current star gladiator Gary. Fighters signs on are always giving a warm welcome, and anyone aiming for the top needs to earn his favor first. They don't notice the gold detail on this champion's shit, that's my gold work. I think the most intricate designs complement the mightiest warriors.
教えて。
A skilled goldsmith to create 6 physically detailed accessories. She always dresses in cloverly graceful outfits and is well known for being pleasant to converse with. She has caused many of her colleagues to be jealous of her, but she shrugs it off and continues down her own path nonetheless. Need another food to invite her. Alexa's passive, where she analyzes an opponent every time she takes a turn, would be very good to give to somebody else, so I can cover this faster. But that's one of the few skills you actually can't copy and give to somebody else. A drink to victory, a hard one, please, the pain of defeat. A network travels her stars, sampling the spirits she finds along the way. She records the taste and color of every drought she crafts, awarding 10 scores and publishing well-received pamphlets on her findings. Then uses the income she receives from sales to fund further adventures. Craftsman bring third-party advantages for her, hoping her seal of approval will catapult them to fame. Or herself to resell. Also, I'm leaving the rest of the NPCs to check out later, maybe off stream, because otherwise we'll be here until the stream ends. I want to get at least one chapter done today. But it's looking like it's gonna be a boss rush chapter, because when nobody King Octopath 1 has a chapter taking place in this town, that's why it goes. The whole chapter is you fighting various opponents in the arena, there is no dungeon. And that was a very cool chapter. I sucked already. Seeing plenty of young foul dirty hands with foul deeds saddens me, but I cannot blame them. It's the fault of the old times we live in. Why rush through the fun side content? As this place is a hellhole, I wish I could live somewhere nicer. Like that huge mansion just outside of town. Why another mansion? This place is just thrilling, fouls betting, the weather is stifling. I love it, this is what it's like to feel truly alive. I start that I'm talking too much, reading all this out, and my throat is asking me to slow it down. At the very least, I'm gonna need like a water break soon. It also feels weird if I like don't make any kind of main campaign progress in one full stream. I can finish at least this one chapter and then spend the rest just checking out the NPCs.
勢力を伸ばしている一味だ。強力な後ろ盾を得たという噂だぜ。
うちに手を出すなんて随分景気が良さそうね。
ただの世間知らずか。それとあんたがデベッキオか。バルジェロだ。世話になってる。
I'm going to hydrate throughout this scene is playing. My mod is gonna vanish for a moment.
魔女を殺し島を手に入れたらしいな。だが貴様を好かねえやつは腐るほどいるぜ。俺の雇い主もな。
おう、雇われたのか。誰にだ。
言えんな。ここへ来た以上返せもしない。会えて嬉しいぜ、バルジェロ。俺はその面がすかねえ。その整った花がな。そぎ落としてやろうか。
I think I should just like drag my mod to the side so it looks more natural. Should probably start doing that.
なんだ、メス犬。
ボスに手を出してみな。あんたの大事なもの、そぎ落ちるよ。
はい、結局こうなる。
話はこじれるもの
だ。覚悟はいいか、バルジェロ。楽しもうぜ。
今日は好きじゃないわ。
Oh, more of those guys.
歌に3冊行くわよ。
Oh, when I changed to Apothecary, he removed the bow skill, the one that steals SP. And he equipped it back. Whoops.
さあ、行くぞ。我が名はビアトル。
観察して。ライム有効手応えあり。
おら。
リズムを感じて。歌に3冊さてと。
覚悟しよっか。
こっちの番だ。我が名はビアトル。
万丈この一手。雷鳴よ、手応えあり。
今のうちに直すわ。
このまま生きて返さないよ。
味わいなさい。波動射撃よ。耳を澄ませてはじける。
悪い。よく観察して。ロイよ、手応えあり。
こっちの番だ。私が相手だ。当たらない。そこだな。
おら。
当たらない。そこだ。
さあ、どう
I
しよう。
took a great guess by using the spear on the counter for Viator.
さっさと終わらせる。
任せてちょうだい。耳を澄ませて
お任せください。
さあ、行くぞ。
任せて。やったわ。
考えた。
もっと痛むって。
万丈か。想定度手応えあり。ほうほう。
逃さないわ。はあ。
いい夢を全力で退屈してたんだ。さーて楽しもうか。はっ畳みかけましょう。
ここは私の舞台。
I didn't go for steal hidden it there because I remember that you can just use her ult for a guaranteed steal.
きつい。
力を込めておとなしくしていてください。分析に回らせてもらう。野賀さん、ほうほう、野賀さん癒されるわ。行くわよ。
Unless he dies first.
さあどうしよう。大切私に全部よこしな。こちらの番です。
きつい。ここは私の舞台。
よく観察して。マギア・アポクリファ、ここまで。力を欲すれば力に敗れる世の道理だ。
型はついた。さあ、雇い主の名前を言いな。
言えんな。やるならやれ。
ボス、私に任せて。得意なのよ、喋らせるの。
Agora getting people to talk.
私も楽しむ方なの。
あ
へえ、案外可愛い声で泣くのね。
What's going on? Where's his shirt?
さすがだぜ、レビーナ。
As far as his skin, already slightly red, or is he like... I think she was choking him out.
ボス、雇い主が分かったわ。
よし、ずらかろう。ひとまずな。
あれはどうする？
放っておけ。飼い主が片付けるだろう。
Não sendo at all, I'll come out on top. Tournament's so different, which is why the outcome's been decided before it starts. I think what I should be doing is like pace it out. Like I do a bit of main story, then a bit of path actions. So it's not too many of either at once. What are your favorite 5 books anyways? I start trying to say because I never think of what my top 5 or top 10 of anything is. I say what I think is my one favorite book.
教えて。
Actually, I have the feeling that like I haven't found my favorite book yet, which is in some ways a bummer and a good thing, depending on how you think about it. But think of one book I really like that stands out. I think I would say it's No Longer Human by Dasai Osamu. You might have heard of it because I think some YouTubers have done videos on that. It's very old. From what year was it again? Like the Ningen Shikaku is the Japanese title. It's from 1948. It's so old that like you can easily find it on the... You can easily find an English version of it online. I think there is one like a copyright-free one in the Internet Archive. Also, he's never participated in a match, but operates behind the scenes.
歌になりましょう。歌になりましょう。
礼を言うよ。行くわよ。
こっちの番だ。我が名はビアトル。
よく観察して。そら、そういうことか。手応えあり。
共に頑張ろう。
リズムを感じて。
No, in the book I've named Ninguém Chico or No Longer Human in English. Obviously, it's a completely different genre outside of. We were talking about light novel characters before. But it does serve my point that I like when characters are like very different from the normal. The main character of No Longer Human, how can I put it?
覚悟しよっか。
さあ、行くぞ。全力で行く。私が相手だ。
His thing is that basically he feels he's extremely isolated from the human experience. Like he looks at other people and he's completely unable to
共に頑張ろう。
relate to them or work out why they work the way they do. And this story is basically an autobiography of him. That and the main character is very very much based on the author himself.
さあ、行くぞ。
And there's one way in which this comes across in the book, but I think I shouldn't say it because it's a bit of a spoiler. But if that sounds interesting to you, I'd also really recommend reading it. Again, it's easy to find.
さあ、どうし覚悟しよっか。万丈この一手。分析に回らせてもらうよ。畳みかけるぞ。今さら泣いても許さないよ。味わいなさい。波状射撃よ。これがアティークの狩りだ。
Okay, I'll type the title in chat, sure. And I remember seeing that in the Wikipedia page for this book. I think if you look at the end when there's some reference links, there should be a link to a full English version of it that's on the Internet Archive. I look at it now, I can't find it. I wonder if it got changed. But I could swear this book was public domain. In case it should be hard to get access to it.
私は頭脳労働担当なのだが。
But how the point of asking Masugaji what kind of stories you guys like.
分析に回らせてもらうよ。
Funny, how this conversation like about main characters and now about what kind of story you like would be.
この気を逃さん。
These would have been great questions to be on that back in the anniversary of the stream when I was planning to make an AMA and ended up not doing it because I ran out of time. Because that's something I really think I would need to. I need time to formulate an answer. I'm not good at coming up with a reply to that kind of thing like on the spot. But if I have to condense what kind of story I like,
こっちの番だ。覚悟しろ。
well, it's on there nice, so I wasn't looking properly.
畳みかけましょう。お願いします。はじける。
特級の歌を聴かせましょ
一気に叩く。頼みました。
この手に全てを。闇を払え。これがキークの狩りだ。終わりだな。
I can say I like when stories are pretty dark for one of being like a lot of the plot of this game. This game is notably darker than the first Octopath Traveler. I even saw some people, like there's some people who complain about it, there's some people who like it more because of that, myself included. Also, my favorite manga is Made in Abyss, and my like current favorite book is that one I just named, so you can see the pattern there. I also noticed that a lot of media that I ended up like really getting hooked on and thinking about for a long time has at least dives a bit into psychological horror.
教えて。
But it does have to be done right, like I am pretty attentive when I start just trying to be like very violent or shocking just for the sake of it. Also, they may have wealth or untold strength, but they're still human, same as us. Do a little digging and you'll turn up their weaknesses. That's why I make a living. For example, that person Archibald was drinking with at the bar. Roll for that to see his profile. The Ethan broker will use to ply his training in the dirty underbelly of society. Until he discovered the deadly secret while investigating Leopoldo the Wealthy. Realizing his life was worth it if he didn't call it quits, he quickly retired and watched his sense of it all. Now he does his best not to draw attention to himself and gets by selling from the arena gladiators. Oh, skill you heard from me, discover 3 weak points to Alphals. That actually sounds pretty strong.
力を借りるわ。
Gonna play Made in Abyss? At some point I will. I think I can't not play the game based on my favorite anime. Not sure how much I'll like it, because it does look... I've seen some gameplay, it looks like a fairly standard action-adventure. But with the gimmick that you take damage if you try to go up because of the curse. I think the game looks a bit too like bright and poppy in a way that doesn't really reflect the art style of the anime and manga very well. But I also think that Made in Abyss is a very difficult story to adapt into a video game.
また富豪か。
俺たちを狙うのはやはり魔女の遺産目当てだろう。
Because you kinda can see like how a lot of manga and anime, especially like novels which we all talked about before, they do use they do operate a lot on video game logic even if they aren't actually about a video game. You can easily imagine how it would translate to a video game. Every character would have can imagine having a class and all. I don't think that's the case with Made in Abyss on the other hand.
その大富豪とやらの居場所を探るぞ。
へへ、突っ込むの大好き。
この一味は退屈しない。
手分けして情報を集める。
I thought that I like the best genre for that series if you made it to a video game would be a roguelike. That genre is kinda tired nowadays.
よし、日暮れ前に集合だ。
But I think the setting of Made in Abyss is pretty much like the Abyss is a one-way quest. You can't ever come back from it. You never know what's on the next like tier of it, like Furs in a roguelike. But I just said Made in Abyss is difficult to adapt to a video game, and now saying how this setting looks just like a roguelikes. Disagree, maybe the abyss is very bright, uses Gappo heavily to its advantage. I have to look at some screenshots of the video because also I haven't looked at it in like forever. Though most of my engagement with Made in Abyss was actually the manga as opposed to the anime. So that's also like affects some of how I see what the art style should be like. Okay, looking at it again now, it's not, the game's not quite as bright as it was in my head. The color scheme is actually very close to the anime. I'm gonna give this game a chance later at some point anyway, so my opinion of it could change.
いただいておくわ。
Wrinkled out there, remembers the good old days. The old town's fortunes changed ever since the rise of the mafia. And now this agent Gent mourns the ghost of a town that once was filled with laughter and song. Despite winning the Arena Championship, he still resides in the old card.
いただいておくわ。
It's right in like this setting, very brave forest and stuff. That's why the gap wall you don't expect like the Malfoy period to be. Life here is a constant struggle for people without powerful power like me. But I heard that the thriving nation of Fedoras is a wonderful place to live. Maybe now that Alaun is ruling it. It wasn't before. A beautiful town, a castle with a princess sounds like a dream. It's bright like the setting. Outside the gap wall, you don't expect like the floor field. Oh, I'm reading it again. A woman who greatly admires Zedoras, land of hope. Tales of the kingdom's large castle and urban town reached their ears through traveling merchants. And now she dreams of one day settling in that curious realm herself. Also, there's an exit from this map. A wealthy heiress from the flatlands who fled the restrictive Albachineros home to elope with her beloved. So she probably a bright future to get there. She's really enjoying her newfound freedom. Honestly, she's somewhat forgotten the harsh circumstances she's in and her beloved's feelings to boot. My favorite characters are the twins of the prosthetics. This one is once a gardener for the noble family in the flatlands. This ambitious fellow was hoping to win the hand of the young lady of the house. That way, he reasoned he'd inherit both title and fortune. That was according to plan till he injured his lord, forcing him to elope with his love and flee one step ahead of the headsman's ex. My favorite character, I think I said it once, is Rego. Actually, Made in Abyss is like one of very few stories where the protagonist is my favorite character. He's half the protagonist, the other half is Rico. But what's funny about that is that, according to an interview bit from the author himself, Rego's design is based on Astro Boy. And one Astro Boy manga was actually the very first I ever owned and read. It was one particular permutation of Astro Boy that only had 3 volumes. But I did really like it back in the day, and I think it stuck. And now I'm a massive Made in Abyss fan. Most of the times I've long lived here, making a living as hunters. Folks these days forget the old tales, so I've taken it upon myself to remember them on their behalf. There come my day, I say when they'll be doing anything again. I have to remember to come back for this though. I think I've checked everything here. He's still groaning there. May your pardon was the midst of training. A Montador, Lancer Extraordinary. He's Spearman of the Frostlands. In his youth, he distinguished himself in battle of defeating a succession of opponents, but found himself egged on by those around him to seek even greater heights. To this day, he continues to search for new challengers, but for no greater purpose than to test his spear and his metal. He has something called the Hia Mastery. But I think this is too powerful for me. I tried a 45 NPC just before earlier and won by the skin of my teeth. This was level 50. Dodge your opponent's attacks and blank decisive blows. Do not get 5 fear injury in each match. You must skip winning. Lightfoot really? She became a gladiator like her father and now searches for clues as to where he could have gone. Yeah, Sersha now has a healing spell. But more on that topic about storytelling, what I like main characters involved that. I actually do have a writing project that I've been working on. I mean, I do it whenever I have the free time to do so, which is not a lot. So don't expect to hear much of it like anytime soon. But I am basically writing all this stuff that I wish I'd seen in media like everywhere and I can never seem to find. So once that is out, if you're interested, that should be a pretty good reflection of what I like to see. And probably convey it better than me trying to just explain it, which I like just when somebody asks me directly, I find out how bad I am at conveying it. In a gladiator sword, winning is everything.
教えて
A karma only, learning new words every day of this game. Gladiator who once set his sights on being a champion, but soon found himself accepting tidy sons to throw fights. He's better than most of a blade and quite the actor, skills used to fake a close match. Only used by a hero when the time is right, a true virtuoso. Throw this match as well.
私を退屈させないでくれよ
I said nobody's paying him to lose, so it's gonna go all out.
歌に
ありがとう行くわよ
Nice, still into equip the SPs going Yuki again.
我が名はビアトル。
よく観察してそういうことか手応えあり
共に頑張ろう。
やめたまえ万丈この一手そういうことか手応えあり
耳を澄ませて癒やすのさてと
さあ行くぞー。私が相手だ。そこだな。
やめたまえ
さてと
しまってそこだ。
リズムが癒やすの
こっちの番だ。
Where are you gonna post the list? What list?
流れる水を捉えられまい。
万丈この知恵こそが全てに勝る行かず地を貫け手応えあり行くわよ味わいなさい
I heard you Pokemon man his evolution language man. Yeah, it's funny that that NPCs you fight against have parties now. Don't think this was a thing out Path 1. But then they just pull like a random guy to fight with him. I thought we were gonna post a list of all the things you liked, because I misheard. Either I was stumbling over my words again, or maybe the ad played while I was speaking. No, what I was saying is that I have a writing project going on. Basically a story that I'm gonna post on AO3, that's why there's that why AO3 is also my card.
この気を逃さん。
And that's gonna have like a lot of stuff I'd like to see in the stuff that I read or watch, but never seem to find it. So if you read it, it should be a pretty good reflection of my taste.
我が名はビアトル。
全力だ
And that said, I think that's a more reliable way to convey it than me trying to explain it, because I'm pretty bad at doing that.
逃さんさっさと終わらせるには退屈してたんだよね大切なラストットじゃあ次行こっか
私のものね
Some don't like crossplay love Otaku X Punk. I also never heard of this one. So I don't know if I'd like it. From quickly looking it up, I think it's a... Is it a romance manga between two crossdressers? Oh, in which they both believe each other to be a woman. What lies beyond the final victory? No matter how strong you are, once you're dead, that's it. There's nothing left.
教えて
A retired swordsman, he was a legend. He lost his reason to fight when his friend and greatest rival passed away. He had nothing left to keep him here. He ponders what it is he will live for now. That's level 50. If I want a challenge, I know where to look now. You heard about the kidnappings? I haven't. People are being going missing around the arena.
教えて
Riley's father... Oh, that was the other NPC I was just fighting. He was a tough sort, lots of folk bet on him, but then both he just vanished. Some say I just carried him off to heaven, others says this horrible monster lurking under the arena gobbled him up. In my opinion,
いただいておくわ
my ex is my trusty partner, he goes wherever I go.
教えて
And yeah, I'm basically not finishing this chapter today. I guess I really just cleared the town now. But it's not so bad to do this on the Friday stream, since I'm doing it again tomorrow anyway. It's gonna be a longer stream. Mr. Tomahawk. Oh, he acts like a gentleman, he becomes savage in battle. Oh, let's see how savage.
ここが私たちのステージ歌に
礼を言うよさてと
こっちの番だ。我が名はビアトル。
観察してそらそういうことか手応えあり
当たらない。
よく観察して雷鳴よ轟き響け
感じて
聞きなさいさてと
As I sleep, I could buff myself for a bit.
さあ、行くぞ。我が名はビアトル。
Never mind, not asleep anymore.
きついお願いします聞きなさいさっさと終わらせろよ任せてちょうだい退屈してたんだよね任せてちょうだい受けられる
But on the topic from before, and actually, I've been waiting for the chance to bring this up. I'd like to talk about this character. That's right, me, the one you're looking at. So when I made what is now my VTuber model, it was actually... I always had two purposes for it. One is obviously to be my VTuber avatar for this channel.
万丈この一手
But now there's a separate character that also looks exactly the same as me. How do I put it? My own C basically, if you know of that concept.
雷鳴よ轟き
That
響け
was also why I commissioned this character design.
任せてちょうだい
In the project I said I'm writing for AO3, it's basically gonna be the plot of this character. He has my exact appearance, but like he's not meant to be a self-insert. He has his own personality, his own plot and everything. That's what that story is going to be about.
たい
ありがとう。観察行くわよ。頼むわね。任せてちょうだい。頼むわね。私に全部よこしな。もらってくよ。よく観察して。雷鳴よ。
Yeah, so long there's Yoki, that's literally me the VTuber.
今更泣いても許さないよ。
And then there's a fictional character who just happens to have my exact appearance. I even call him by a different name. He's called Obsidian, because that's basically his code name. Helps distinguish us too.
旋律のままに。
And I've always wanted to work on some kind of big writing project because I always had a bunch of ideas floating around in my head. And now that I have an original main character to use, that's what I want to tell it all to be about. So you're planning on XP being the novel. And actually the literal practice is gonna be novel because it's also an Arcanite's fanfiction. Which is why I said I'm posting on AO3, that's primarily a fanfiction site. It's an Arcanite's fanfiction, but I take a lot of artistic liberties with it. It's what you'd call an alternate universe story. My belly aches and my heart's beating like a Smith summer. Named the stars and a local swordsman, and I'm waiting here for my fight. Oh, by the way, the artwork on the intro screen, like the new commission that you'll see now when the stream is starting. The character depicted on that, I would say, is much more effective of the OC I was talking about than my VTuber identity. Like, if you're wondering why Yoki looks so serious in the intro screen, it's because that depiction is more like more loyal to the OC as I'm writing him. And him shooting a bow with like those pink fire effects that you see in that artwork, it's reflective of his actual powers. Now back to here. A swordsman who strives to live up to the expectations of his hometown. Awake as a child, those around him claim he had no potential as a gladiator. After tireless training, he managed to grow strong enough to enter the arena, and though some of his past frailty remains on his chagrin, he pushes her forward. He is also pretty strong. There are plenty of ways to attain victory, but simplest is through pure might. Strength in battle will never steer you wrong. You want to know how to get stronger. Also, sci-fi fanfiction now, it's been forever since I read one of those. Same for me actually, and nowadays I think if you want to read one, you mostly have to dig up old stuff, because at least AO3 just doesn't feel as active as it once was anymore. I was talking about Arcanites. If you look at the Arcanites category in AO3 now, you'll find that half or even more than half of the stuff is posted in Chinese. It is a sign that like the popularity with the English part of the community in that website that's really fun enough. Which means it's also not a great time for me to get into it, but what can you do? So now that the end field has come out, it should see at least a little bit of a like new burst of activity.
そら手応えあり。
耳を澄ませて風
こっちの番だ。
万物をなぐ
我が名はビアトル。
さてと許さないいけないわ
うまくいった。直すわ。
旋律のままに歌に
ねえおゆやるべきことはわかるね。マギア・アポクリファ。手応えあり。
逃さった直す
ねえおゆよ。
旋律のままに風
行くわい。
をなぐ
大検証ブランドに。そこね。
行くわよ傷を
効果的。よく観察。知恵こそが全てに勝る。内命よ轟き手応えあり。万丈この一手。心手応えあり。
さてと
頼むわね。
リズムを感じた癒や
ねえおゆよ。
行くわよいやーこの手に全てを終わりよ祈りを捧げるわ
私のものね。
A fading strike mastery. I wonder if I can give that to Macy. It's not showing the description. I hit it by accident. You accidentally I fall 3 times. He starts to be attacking from the back row. That's pretty close to the 4 hit skill I wanted to give her. And I think that was it for going through all the NPCs. I just got this skill that lets me talk to animals, but there isn't any in this town. Or I might have missed him, which is easy because their sprites are so small. There's a dog in here, but I can't... but this one is just part of this scenery. Oh, this is just where I have to be to continue. We can get through 1 or 2 more cutscenes.
大富豪レオパルディ。ああ、知ってるぜ。この町の闘技場を裏で仕切ってるって噂だ。なんでもな、闘技場だけじゃなく秘密の商売もあるらしい。俺こう見えてもあそこの剣闘士だったのさ。
収穫だな。大富豪レオパルディは闘技場の元締めか。闘技場に行ってみる価値はありそうだ。さてあいつらはうまくやっているか。様子を見てきてくれないか、相棒。
Straight from actually a lot, but all the stories I really liked, just haven't got new chapters. Which is why when I'm gonna read something in any medium, I prefer going for stuff that's already finished. And that's one reason I like books, because if there's single volume, then like they're already finished, you'll not look like you don't have to worry about it possibly going on hiatus or the author just dropping it, like what happens with manga, for example.
調子はいかが、相棒さん。怪しそうな男がいたら、私の出番よ。
Also, Zero Era got approved by whatever board. Oh, she's got about 100 ways to make things crack. Interesting. Gotta prove whatever board, tenho to, so the game is definitely coming out eventually. I don't think I've talked about that game ever before, but I actually know it because I actually just saw about it this week. So I think a new gacha, which I thought was only gonna release in Chinese, but I guess it's gonna get a global release as well. And zero error, yes, and that's according to the official marketing. That's not me putting that label in it. It's a Shora game, and that becomes obvious if you just take a quick glance at the playable cast. I think it's the first of its kind for a gacha game. What did I have to do here?
そっちはどうだ相棒。こっちの収穫は酒場のマスターと道具屋の娘が寝てるってよ。
Victoria shops owners daughter is sleeping
この
with
使いの剣闘士が夜の方も最強らしいぜ。
the axe wielding gladiators are the best between the shits. What?
アーチボルトと寝たのって自慢
There's
する
a
女がい
woman
る
who's proud of having something to arc about.
大富豪の情報はねえな。
Nothing on that rich guy. See, global killed by game. Every person in the order is cursed to be forever useful their entire life. If a moderate increase to lifespan. As many ratings show the hero fanfics. Also 69 followers. It was actually supposed to be 70 because Gray, the VTuber who hopped in just a little while ago, actually tried to follow me into... He's having a glitch where he can't. So at least for the time being, still 69 followers. I was going to comment about something else and just forgot.
強そうだな。俺は昔剣闘士でな。強い男に目がないんだ。どうだ？ちょっと俺と遊ばないか？
そんな時間はない。が、喧嘩を売られて背は向けられん。
Also, Alexis, what's your favorite Arknights fanfiction if you ever dove into that medium? Because we were just talking about that. Oh yeah, what I was gonna say is that I wonder if now... I haven't looked much into fanfiction recently anyway, also. So I wonder if if AI writing has taken over that as well. I'm sorry, I had asked if you read any kind of Arknights fanfiction, which is your favorite?
強い男に会うと古傷もうずいちまうか。あんた本物だ。剣闘士になるといい。
偽物か。くだらん。
闘技場の生ぬるい試合じゃない。あの闘技場の下にはな、もう一つ秘密の闘技場があるのさ。
I haven't read any. That's
講
alright.
義場の裏で門番に合言葉を言え。
Well, Dark Knight's fic is kinda relevant because of TV April's full story. They
俺は昔
a starved doctor actually being rescued by the Union movement.
腕と人生を失った。
Yeah, the person who came up with that must now be wondering if the
あんたも
developers
きっ
stole
と
their
満
idea.
足するぜ。
相棒、さすがに鼻が利くな。貴重な情報だ。バルジェロに知らせよう。
Varieties you can fight are nothing more than rubbish. Can't hope nothing happiness like this. I don't want my family to see me this way.
教えて。
A former gladiator living quietly in a corner of town. Once a star would draw massive crowds, he suffered a terrible injury in the underground arena and retired to the old quarter. He often fights about the daughter he left behind in the town proper, and occasionally walks by the arena to check in on her. But my faith in others is not so bad. So we're probably really going to fight in the tournament. In which case this should be a pretty cool chapter. I just not finishing it today. Because it's actually just the time to finish this stream. Alright, there's one thing I was going to talk about when I came back from break, because it's like a bit of news and I forgot. And it's actually relevant to this game I'm playing right now. So first of all, did you know that there's a tabletop RPG based on Octopath Traveler? Because I didn't. But up until now it only existed in Japanese, but this year in October an English version of it is coming out. I've actually never played the RPG myself, never kind of felt the spark to it, either in person or online. But this one could be what gets me into it. So I'll keep an eye on that. And I'm looking for somebody to raid today. Thanks, Knight. See you tomorrow. So thanks, Kira. See you tomorrow as well. You know, Twitch does a very bad job at trying to recommend me new people to raid. It mostly just wants you to like keep raiding the people who've already raided before in the past again. I think that worked. Yeah, I'll be in it now. Thanks a lot for tuning in today, and I'll see you tomorrow. See you then, and have a good night.